Hello. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm just doing some tests. I'm trying a new platform for streaming. Just seeing if it works pretty well. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Testing? Let's see. Let's see if it works. If I see a plus sign. Don't know if that's working. Oh yeah, there you go. I can see. Yeah, it is working pretty good. Alright, now let me go ahead and get rid of this. I have no idea if the audio is working now. I'm trying to figure that out. You can hear me. Okay. And so if you look right here, I have a chat window for both the YouTube and for Twitch, so it's actually happening on the same panel, which is really cool. The question is, can I make this overlay? Now I should have tested this before. Let's find out, because there is right here this. So let's see if this works. Sounds good. It's good to hear. Looks like you do not have a valid chat token. Please check the correct value in your dashboard. So how do I... Yeah, see, that's actually great. I just gotta make this work though. So let me see what's up. Let me go ahead and do this. And then I have to go and into this bad boy. Okay. Can you guys still see and hear me pretty good? So let's go ahead and do that. There you go. Yeah, it looks like works fine. And then I have my settings. I'll have it always on top. Let's make sure. Okay, so then that works. So then I can put this over to the side and I can see you guys' chat. Yeah, look, and so I can see, so that means I can close these. I probably should keep them open just in case, but anyway. Yeah, now I can see your guys' questions. And I'm streaming on both YouTube and on Twitch. So that makes it much easier. So let me go ahead and promote these real fast. So give me 1 second, and then we'll get started. It'll go smoother in the future. I've been trying different platforms to just see if I can get it easier. I'm always trying something different. And so let's try to get people on Facebook to come to the YouTube. Let's see if we can do that. Streaming on YouTube or Twitch for a little bit. Stop by. All right. Cool beans. Let me go ahead and close that. And then I'll just do this mute there. All right. Oh, what's up, Benet from YouTube and Paris. All right. So let's test this out. See if I can do a painting without any issues with the stream. So I'm using a different, it's called Restream. It allows you to stream on multiple platforms. So just checking it out. So you guys, if you guys want to ask any kind of question, feel free to ask. I'll answer them as best I can. Do not be shy. Oh. Yeah, so yeah, I can see those of you, because there was an issue before where I would need someone to moderate, because I would have streams on like 3 different platforms. But now I'm like, I don't want to always be reliant on a moderator, because sometimes the people who help me out, they're working and stuff like that, or they're busy. So this makes it so that I can just kind of stream whenever, however. I normally jump into Discord too. Right now I'm just testing out, so next time I'll jump into Discord. But yeah, if you guys have any kind of questions about art, life, whatever, I'll try to answer them as I paint. Again, I won't be here for too long. This is just to test things out, and then you get back to doing some freelance. But it's good to see that I can see the chat from both YouTube and from Twitch at the same time, which is really nice. Right now I'm not currently streaming off of Facebook. Normally I do, but Facebook's really, their platform is really starting to turn on, small creators, and I'm not too big of a fan of that. YouTube is really pretty good, and Twitch is really great, and so I'm trying to see if I can just kind of switch over subtly. I think I'll still use Facebook, because I think some people do prefer that, but I just don't I don't really want to stream on 17 different million platforms. I just want to kind of stream on one, Oh, that's weird. The chat kind of buckles a little bit. Let me see if I can change the size of this. Oh, what the? Can't. Are you still a vegan? How's that working out? Yes, I've been a vegan for nearly 2 years, over 2 years now. It's working out great. I don't see any problems. My life is dramatically better. I feel better, and it's just nice. It's just nice overall to be doing stuff that are also ethically sound, right? It's really nice to know that I'm contributing, even if it's a small little bit. And originally I wasn't doing it for anything other than health, but when you start to stick to it, you start to see the other parts of the argument that were harder to see before, and so it's nice to know that I'm contributing in a positive way in some ways. I think about it from time to time about finding ways to promote the vegan diet to different types of peoples and crowds, because I see a lot of people on like these vegan channels that I watch, and there's a few of them that I think they do a really good job of really kind of getting people the message. But then they're obviously, I'm sure you've seen some of the ones that are just not as helpful, and a lot of people get a little too militant, and I'm not too big of a fan of that. But the facts are facts, right? So it's hard to dispute, regardless if someone's aggressively pushing their agenda on you, right? Like, I can tell my mom to stop smoking, and I could be pretty firm with her and tell her how those habits are dangerous. But she can call me militant or tell me that I'm trying to tell her how to run her life, but it's for a good reason. And I think that's how a lot of these vegans roll. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I don't know if I would roll that way. But yeah, I don't see myself turning back at all. And to give you kind of a perspective, like when I was doing a lot of research, there's some foods that are not nearly as bad for you as some will claim. But it's clear that you should eat a mostly plant-based diet. And what made me cement that, right, like basically stick to it, Even if I know that certain foods are not necessarily going to kill you dramatically or even in a long period of time, especially if you're eating a primarily plant-based diet. Um, but I just don't do it anymore for ethical reasons because, like I said, it was easier to start to see the ethical aspects of it. So I decided to just stick to being full-on vegan for the Activision, or not Activision, the activist in me. And so, I don't know, maybe in the future. I just have other things I'm worried about. So maybe if I have some more time that I can feel that this is heavily important, that I start to spread the words, then awesome. But one things that I can tell you right now, like that really has helped me with, um, like with the diets, really helped me. It helped me get rid of certain things, like carpal tunnel kind of started to go away. I used to have tingling in my arm whenever I drew for long periods of time. Then it went away. I feel a lot sharper. Like I feel like I learn a little bit easier because I'm getting my brain's primary like fuel source. It's really enjoying it, and so I can feel. This is why I think I started learning programming, and I started feeling way more like alert, more cognitively aware of what was going on, and I feel smarter. I don't think that's necessarily 100% tied to my diet. I'm just saying that it helps. You know, if you get your car checked, you know, periodically, and you give it the right kinds of fuel, you know, it will run for longer and better. You know, and that's kind of how I see it. So, hi from Greece. How many years are you on the industry? Sorry for bad English. I'm assuming you mean how many years in the industry. Been working in the industry for nearly 9 to 10 years. I would say, yeah, so for quite a while. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you guys were wanting to ask questions, feel free to ask questions. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Yeah, I think like ArtStation also has like a live stream. Maybe I should try that out. Give that a shot. Just not sure how it works. My friend showed me once, and I was, oh, that's cool. And I just never looked into it after that. So maybe next stream I'll try it out. How have you been finding programming? I love programming. In fact, I kind of feel like I should have stuck with it when I first started. Because when I first started, I was like really kind of overwhelmed with it. But then now I'm like, oh man, like if I would have stuck with it back then, I would. Who knows where I would be right now? I would be doing so many crazy things, you know. But it's all good. I'm gonna get back into it. Or I've gotten back into it, and now I'm like really in it and coding and making my own games and stuff like that. If you guys go to, I built a website. If you go to the website that I made, which is gameorcoffee.net or .com, you can experience what me and my friend Kaylin have started to do. So feel free to go here. There's music, so enjoy. But you can click game or coffee. It's up to you. I'll leave it up to you guys to check it out. So, I have been eating way less meat and cutting out most dairy. I think it helps. Do you use a standing desk? Yes, I do have a standing desk. How come you missed CG Speak on the weekend? Oh yeah, they actually messaged me this morning too. I just totally forgot. I have like so many things that are running through my mind, and I just let that one thing slip. I feel really bad. Yeah, I'm supposed to be traveling into like these different countries in a few more weeks and months, and then I also had my class this weekend, and then I also like we have our friend, she's staying with us, and so there's a lot of there are a lot of things that were going on I just totally forgot about, and that was one of the things. But because I have so many things on my plate, I've been like stacking up a lot of things again. I actually went ahead and built a task manager task list, so try to keep me on point. But I messaged them and I said I really apologize. That was my fault. I let it slip through the cracks. Yeah, I completely forgot. But they seem pretty cool. They're like, no, don't worry, like we can set it up again. Just like let's make sure it happens. And I'm like, oh, can't believe, like it goes by so quickly. The weeks for me, right? I just lost track of time. Um, what languages? How come you missed the thingy? Recently, I've been feeling a personal artistic ceiling. Is there an anatomy course you would recommend? I'm not a noob, but I think I could benefit from some fresh eyes and objective direction. So, if you feel like you're hitting an artistic ceiling, and you want to like check out like some different. Sorry, my wife was calling me for a second. Um, then there's a lot online. I don't know. I haven't been in the game looking for anatomy stuff for a long time, but there's a lot, man. Like you just do a good Google search and you can find a bunch. I would recommend that you kind of like test out this idea that maybe you're not a noob, because and I'm not assuming that you are. I'm just saying whenever people make this kind of reservation of like I'm like I'm having a hard time doing a thing, but I'm not bad or nothing. I'm just having a hard time doing a thing. Like that to me usually is a symptom of like maybe you are bad at it and you're just not willing to admit it. Hold on, my wife's calling me again. Just make sure it's not an emergency. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry. My wife wanted me to come downstairs to get our daughter. I guess she fell down pretty badly. She wanted me to carry her upstairs, so I just carried her right now. I'm gonna head out anyways pretty soon, probably to go check on her more. But she's fine. She just bumped her shin pretty badly. But like as I was saying, it's important to check yourself. Check to see if maybe it's you. Maybe you're not looking at the kinds of stuff that you need to be looking at. So you need to really improve your work by first recognizing that maybe you do need to improve, and you gotta look at new things all the time. So whenever people run into artistic blocks, it's almost always a facet of lack of lack of knowledge. You just don't know nearly enough. So just keep practicing, and always acknowledge that. Like, so when I'm learning programming, I don't assume anything. I just assume that I'm terrible. I still feel this way. I still feel like everything that I've done isn't nearly as good as it can be, but in a healthy way. I don't think that I'm useless and I'm a worthless artist. I think, I just need more practice. I just need to do it more. I just need to keep going and keep practicing, and get more reference and be inspired by other programmers and games, and just go from there. Yeah. Okay, I don't know how do I, maybe I have to turn off this setting. Let's do always on top. Let's turn it off. Yeah, see, so now it's not doing that. But now I can't scale it. I was able to scale it before. Not sure why I can't. So, if I miss your question, I apologize. Yeah, so if I didn't see your question, just rewrite it so I can read it. Enable hide cursor and borders. Chat background. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I can change the scale. Click through. I'm not sure what a click through does. How should I advance while learning, and what should I draw? I'm using Construct 3. Before I was using Play Canvas, and I was learning JavaScript. And since Construct 3 is in the same kind of wheelhouse, I just kind of use it entirely. And I love it because it's mostly visually based coding. How should I advance while learning, and what should I draw to get better? Recently finished How to Draw, now covering How to Render by Scott Robertson. So, you should always be practicing. And I made a post recently on Facebook about this, like, that practice is actually genuinely the thing to do to get better at anything, and it never stops. If you think there's a time where you should stop practicing, you're sorely mistaken. And if you feel like practicing is something you shouldn't be doing, well, you should be making portfolio pieces. No, you should be practicing making portfolio pieces. Like, that's how you should think of it. Everything should be practiced and trained, and you'll start to become better and better at multiple things more often. And so, yeah, that's my answer to that. Hell, Anthony, I love your work, man. Would you offer a mentorship class at night at some point? I'm very interested, but the only way I can catch the class if it's at night. Yeah, I actually prefer the morning because I can just get a lot more stuff done. But I know I've been getting a lot of messages about making night classes again, and I usually did them. I originally had them before so that people can, take the classes at a time that works for them. So I had like the morning and the evening. And so maybe I'll consider it for the not March but April classes. I'll consider it. So just keep your eye out for that. What music do I listen to? I don't really listen to much music. I don't have anything on top of my mind. I was listening to that like Kawi, this like spelled Kawai when I'm coding because it's super upbeat and joyous and just keeps my mood up. Because I do feel like I can listen to music while I'm coding because it's just good background noise. When I'm painting, I generally get super bored, so I usually will have to have some sort of audio playing in the background, and or some sort of video or something entertaining, not music, because music is just kind of noiseless to me. It's just kind of like white noise, and so while painting, I listen to podcasts and stories and YouTube videos. But then when I am coding, I feel like I need to listen to music. Yeah, I think that's the way that I'm wired at the moment. Do you have a mentor for programming? No. Just watch a lot of YouTube videos and just practice a lot. How do you know one of your work is finished? This is when I'm done with it, or when my art director says I'm done with it. And what that means is that when I feel like a lot of the information in my drawing has been clarified enough, or I feel it's all I need to do, I don't need to go further. Some people feel like they need to really render till everything's, in sight. And I believe you should do that if you're a student or you're starting out, so you have a good practice in it. But there comes a point where you don't need to continuously do that. You can kind of get away with just rough sketches. But the sketches themselves usually would have some clarity to them. So, what is the best place to post your work? Pretty much everywhere. But it changes because of different companies have different algorithms that they roll. So you just got to pay attention. But ArtStation's pretty good overall for us concept artists, especially. DeviantArt's pretty good too. And then, hi Anthony, this is kind of links up with what you were just saying, but do you have any advice about how to accurately assess where you are artistically? I'm finding it really hard to look at my own work and instinctively know how good it is. This is actually really easy. Just go look at your favorite artist and compare your work to their work. Now, you might not be able to spot it right away if you're just looking at your work alone, but in the context of someone else's work that you admire, it should be really easy to tell how good or bad you are. That's what I did all the time. I would always put myself in check. So like when I was feeling pretty good about like what I did with programming my game, I went online, looked at the other games that were coming out, and saw this one game that completely shifted my whole perspective of what I thought I was doing. And I was like, oh no, I'm doing garbage. This is the new standard. And so creating these new standards constantly and consistently are helpful. And then, yeah, ArtStation definitely is great. What is up, friends? Yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream pretty soon, though. I was only going to do this as a test. I'm going to probably test again maybe later today. See if I can get ArtStation streaming. I think they still have a streaming service there. And some other platforms. Maybe I'll try to see if I can get Facebook to work. I don't really want to worry about Facebook, but I do kind of like that this is working pretty great. And it doesn't hurt if it's just an added button. But I was looking at the features of the app that I'm using that lets me stream multiple. I think you have to pay for like a service to, and I don't know if I want to do that. So I'd rather just stick to 2 or 3 services instead of sticking to like dozens. I'm trying to reduce my cost of living, and that includes like reducing costs of my business. So anyways, appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging in there. Hope you guys got some information. Appreciate y'all. And with that, what am I thinking about this design? I wasn't thinking of anything. I was just painting. It's kind of the standard stuff that I normally draw, just weird monsters. Anyway. Oh, that was just another test. I was just testing. Yeah. So you'll see streams like that. I'm just trying to figure out the next
set of ways of streaming, and that's probably why you only had like 6 minutes. Yeah, absolutely. See you guys later. Hope you guys learned a lot. Definitely enjoy your guys' feedback, and peace out.